inconvenient. I don't like it.
Yo. 608 Trace. 608 motherfucking Potcast. I smoked enough pot today. I think I'm gonna just chill. I got my boy Matthew Nemetz, aka Focal Fuse, the leader of this creative design branding shit, and someone who I've known for a very long time. I've known this dude since elementary school.
It's been like 4th grade, I think. So like right before 5th grade.
Right.
It was T-ball, not T-ball, Little League White Sox.
Little League, yeah.
It's like first or second year.
So yeah, we're both from Beloit, Wisconsin. My passion was always kind of like the music and the artistry, and this man's art was the fucking sick ass graphic designs he was making for all of us coming up in the beginning. And he's also worked with so many other brands and companies, and other than just music artists. Like, this man is literally, I could talk for days about his professionalism, his just the quality of his designs and his service, man. Like, this is my boy right here, for real. It's my family right here. So I want him to talk a little bit about our journey with the branding, certain artists and brands in our circle, and so yeah, man.
Dude, it's been crazy.
It has.
It's been a long ride. We started off, like you said, it was literally from the White Sox to the Angels to like until I didn't even play Little League anymore because all we did was skate.
Literally. And that was the thing too. We that's really what we started doing together, was skating. We all just like fell in love with that shit. Skated all over town, fucking sweating to McDonald's for $1 McChickens and shit.
To the point where I don't even eat McDonald's now anymore.
No.
I'm sorry, McDonald's, but I haven't had anything from McDonald's in probably 10 years.
Yeah, fuck that.
I could be starving, and I'd be like, let me starve.
For real. Yeah, shit's crazy. And the funniest thing too to me was like, more towards like high school and the end of high, because we knew each other all throughout high school too. I mean, I was just starting to rap in high school and just starting to do my first, like, I released my first project in 2000, it was 4/20/2011, I'm pretty sure. It was when Chief 1 dropped.
Yeah, early.
So really, I didn't really get anything out till like my senior year in high school, and like after that is when it started really snowballing. Cause I did a lot of underground recordings and shit, but that's when I started taking it seriously, and that's when I moved to Madison. I moved to Milwaukee, or I did a semester in Janesville at URock, then I moved to Milwaukee, and I was commuting to Madison because I was going to MMI, but I didn't have a place yet. And then me and Taz Raw got a place, and we're going to MMI, and I literally remember bumping into you at the fucking water fountain.
Yeah. At
school, like,
I didn't even realize you were going there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That was the crazy moment for me, because I was like, you go here? You're like, yeah, you go here? I'm like, yeah. And you were in the design program, obviously, and I was in the recording program.
Yeah, so we had a small class, but that was a really cool spot to really be able to hone in on everything, because before that, it was all self-taught.
Exactly.
So, like, just in the basement, like, looking up tutorials, figuring stuff out for ourselves. And
exactly. It was a nice little guidance.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, it was needed, and, like, the people we met and the resources we were able to have there is, like, what made it worthwhile. That's what made it, at least for me, because I was commuting every day, so I drove 45 minutes to an hour to go there every single day, and then would come back, work my shift, get my gas money to go back, and then that was what it was for the whole time I was there.
Yeah. So. My first semester there, I was commuting from Milwaukee, so it was an hour and 15-minute drive one way all the time, and I was like on an occupational license, because I had gotten into a lot of trouble in high school and shit, and I was trying to make sure I turned the corner on all the shit I was doing in Beloit, try to change my life, because I knew I wanted to do music. I was very passionate about it. As soon as I got going, I was getting hella positive feedback. You were really helping me a lot, designing stuff like stickers and track arts and all that stuff. And I feel like when we bumped into each other at MMI, that's when we started turning the wheels a little bit more, as far as like us working together. And
that was like when I first started taking everything serious, because for the longest time I was like, okay, I love music and I love art, but like, how does it make sense to actually bring them two together and make it like actual career, or make that into something I could do forever? So I really was like, okay, this graphic design is something where like it's able to help people solve problems. It's not just like, it's stuff that looks cool, but there's more to it, and it's a vehicle that can take you to other things. So
Honestly, and how many people like they have the ideas and the visions in their head, like especially recording artists or any type of musician or artist that's building their brand behind it. There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes, and how many people like they have these ideas, they just don't really know how to execute them, so that they can't, and no one wants like, yeah, like people can draw some little depictions of what they want, but like to actually get a high quality design that's digital that they can use and take with them, logos, flyers, sticker designs, merch designs, track arts, album arts. It just, the list goes on of what you really need on that end, that most people just don't have that skill set.
Yeah, it all comes full circle to being able to learn one thing and apply it to another. Even at MMI, I was there. I had entertainment law classes, so I was learning things about music and law that most people that are even doing music didn't learn. So I was able to help give people a little bit of advice that I had learned.
Exactly.
And even though that wasn't what I was going to school for, I could still take that in and make the most of it. So
I mean, yeah, it really does all correlate, everything. I mean, look, like you started with the graphic design and a little bit of music experience, and now it's like, then it goes into photography and cinematography, videography, editing, lighting, all the stuff that we're doing now, and even me, like, music. First it was just rapping, then it was recording and mixing and mastering and producing and playing instruments. Now we're doing videos and podcasts, like, so the skill set is really all super, super correlatable between art, design, music, business. I mean, it is an industry.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, I know like the whole idea of in space of like branding is confusing to people a lot, because it seems like it encompasses a lot of different things into this one space. But when you really break it down, it's like the actual idea of a brand is like someone else's perception of you. So everybody by default has a brand.
Right.
Like we all wake up in the morning and we have a brand. Like I'm a guy, I wear jeans and a yellow, hoodie. That's my brand. No, but honestly, so your perception of what other people have on you is your brand, and the act of branding is like the conscious act of being able to develop how people are going to perceive you. So by being able to do that strategically, you're able to help like tell your story and be able to show your journey in a way that aligns with how you want things to look visually, and how it aligns with your sound and your message. So it all at the end of the day comes around full circle, and it needs to kind of align to be able to help you attract people
that are like
who
you,
believe what you believe.
Exactly.
Because that's at the end of the day, the people who you want to spend time with is people who understand your story, who you can relate to. That's what it all comes down to at the end of the day.
That's why clubs exist and groups exist and
communities, cultures.
That's what it is. It's like minds attracting together and working together and building together and celebrating. And exactly, bro. And music is a universal language, so music really brings everyone that does everything together. It's like the fucking centerpiece of the universe. Music, it's who we are. I mean, we're all vibrations. Our hearts beat and our lungs are vibrating. Everything is just vibrating, and your mind is everything is
vibing high.
Yeah, speaking of Vibe High, my boy was he designed the amazing Vibe High artwork and pretty much for all of the people performing, like he's got his hand in their branding and their come up. So
man, it's special. And shout out to Vibe High Productions,
High
and the Vibe High Festival, because like
straight up,
everybody being able to come out and share what they do in one spot is like You couldn't ask for a better time.
For real. Yeah, and it's grown immensely. Like I remember the first one was a little on the more intimate small side, but the production was great, the sound was great, the memories were fantastic, the vibes were high.
They were, aside from me having the scariest drive of my life the last time I left, like 11:30 midnight, like during the Eartha Clark set, I actually left because my stomach and everything started getting crazy, and I'm just like, all right, I gotta get back. And yeah, that was a long drive.
Yeah.
Side roads and old country dirt roads, and I'm just like trying to navigate. The first 20 minutes my GPS didn't work, so I'm like, okay, I just need to get home, focus, breathe, and I did. But it was a long trek, but the experience when I was there, it was amazing.
Right. Yeah, I had a great time too. And this last year that we just did it was to see, because I was there the first year, and the second year I was traveling, and then I think the third, because this is what, the fourth year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because then it was 2 years off with COVID.
Yeah.
And then we just did one, and now we're doing another one in 2 months.
Yeah.
And your boy's on the flyer this time.
Hey, he's on the flyer right there, looking good.
Yeah, so Vibe High, second weekend of September, Brodhead, Wisconsin. Eartha Clark, shout out to them. Spare Change Trio, man, shout out to them.
It's gonna be a good time.
Yes, it is, man. I can't wait.
Looking forward to it. And actually, this time I'm gonna do the smart thing and camp out, because I'm not trying to worry about leaving.
I'll be pulling up in this beautiful thing and doing some beat making and some jamming in here. Maybe do a podcast right there while we're there.
I'm sure a few of them will go down.
Honestly. I mean, we just came back from Electric Forest, bro, and we had some epic times, for real. And we recorded some pretty sick shit.
Yeah, it's always a good time. I need to get out to a couple more festivals. It's a little tough nowadays, but
yeah, family men over here.
Make things happen. Honestly, like, I don't know, same thing. You get it though.
Oh yeah.
Just the constant grind, but that's what we got to do.
Yeah, and it's worth it, man. It makes life exciting. You just keep pushing forward. At the end of the day, I'm doing what I love. I love this shit. I'd do this every day if I never made another dollar from it ever.
The crazy thing is like, I started with Photoshop and all that, like, back when Adobe Photoshop Element 6 came out. So this was, like, back in, like, I want to say 2010 or 8. Don't get me wrong, but the very first thing, I used to just start hustling by, like, I would take people that wanted to be in a picture with somebody else that was, like, say, famous or whatever, and I would just crop them out and put them in the picture and then frame it and give it to them, and people would gift it to people, and I'd be like, all right, just $10-$20 or whatever for it, I guess. And that's how I started it out, with like designing things. So when it came down to it, that was just like the basics, and from there it was like taking that passion for music and then the skateboarding culture and integrating that in with the design and the artwork and being able to fuse all that together.
For real.
Like, and that's where that spark happened. And then from there it was almost like, okay, I know what I'm gonna do, or at least like the lane that I'm gonna be in, and that's where my passion is at. And that's multifaceted, and it goes into the video lane, it goes into the graphics lane, branding strategy, like all that stuff, music, drumming, like everything I can get my hands on. But like at the same time, I just want to do it all at the highest level that I can. So.
And I'll say this, my boy really does all his shit at the highest level. Like if you go on my YouTube channel, most of those videos were done by him. The best videos on there were done by him, okay? I'm gonna tell you that.
The legendary video.
You a legend, it's alright, I'm good, leave me alone, sing my song. Like my boy does it right, man. He gives you the video treatments, man. We really work together. And this is what I'm gonna say about him, right? Focal Fuse. I love the brand name because it's very fitting, because his style is just so selfless, it's not about him. He never makes it about him. He makes it about the artist. He makes it about the brand, the client, you know what I mean? And I've really come to learn a lot from him, like from my own business practices, like when I'm producing for people and stuff, like I'm really always trying to think about what their style is and what their brand vibration is, so I can match that, because that's what it's about when you're in service. You're working for someone else to develop their sound or their brand or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's all about being able to help people tell their story easier.
Right.
And being able to do that in a way where other people don't have to work hard to understand it. Because at the end of the day, attention spans are small. So we got to be able to do a lot and say a lot about who we are with a little. So.
I love the musical and visual arts, because it's the trippiest creative art form to me, because we just like, all we're doing is like trying to infect people's consciousness in the right way and send them positive messages, you know, without them even knowing that they're receiving it sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
So real quick, just tell the audience for a second, like, who are some people that you've worked with throughout the years, you know, like some notable ones that you're proud of, you know, and then tell them where they can find your stuff or where they can contact you if they need to.
I mean, honestly, I've been working with a lot of people who've been day one just had a vision for going after what they believed in. Like Chaos, Tosh,
Chaos New Money,
like
Taz Raw,
John, Colin,
Mid City Kid, Colin Brockwell,
like everybody's been just Eartha Clark's been going crazy.
Man.
Adam and the gang, they're persistent, they care, they have a huge impact on other people's lives, and they literally have created a community and brought people together that never would have known each other or never would have crossed paths.
It's true.
And so like these experiences that I got to be a part of, I'm able to take and just like learn from different people and just share all these things that make my story. So it's special at the end of the day. Like,
I love us so much. Our whole community and everything that we built the last 10 to 12 years, bro, has just been absolutely remarkable. And so
shout
much.
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to all.
For real, bro. So
real.
much struggle and hard work and lots of loss, and just, I'm very proud of how everyone has been there for each other. Everyone has pushed through. Everyone has lifted each other up. Everyone has literally just, oh man, so crazy. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's been a weird time. So just having to adapt and get used to the change.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's constant schedule changes, family changes, everything's been changing. So to be able to keep the inspiration and to stay positive and have an outlook on things, even when they're not always easy, is just something we got to do. At the end of the day, being able to make sure, like, it takes 2 seconds to reach out to somebody and make sure they're straight, be like checking in on them, make sure everything's good, because things change.
For real. I'm just happy to see everyone doing good and still making music and still doing gigs and still working and building. It really does feel like the energy has been culminating for a while, and that the wave of all the work we've been doing over the years is starting to roar up a bit.
Yeah, and like I was saying before, we've been doing this for more than 10 years, taking it seriously at least, and it still feels like it's just the beginning. It still feels like we're just getting started.
Because, I mean, it is, none of us are, like, fucking famous or rich off of this shit or none of that, but we are making a living.
Yeah.
And we are doing what we love, and we are 10 to 12 years or even more for some of the guys into perfecting the craft and the processes that we need to perfect to get to our goals the fastest.
Yeah. And I'd say this too, out of a lot of the people that are in this circle, everybody's got a skill that they've honed in on. And not even just one.
Like a set,
skills. Yeah.
And I will say our skill sets are pretty fucking specialized. You know what I mean? Like, compared to, like, we went to a special creative arts school, you know what I mean? Like, in order to learn this type of shit, it is a very niche and a special, and I truly believe that we're doing things at the highest level of quality, honestly.
Yeah, it's crazy to see how the journey led us to where we are, because, like, I remember being in the studio basement at the time of you being like, I'm tired of these like instrumentals from YouTube. I'm tired of
For
these
real.
like beats that I can't own,
Yep.
to the point where you were just like picking up cups and spoons and pencils and just making your own little instrumentals and
For real.
taking those and sampling and just trying to be different and do different things and develop your own style to figure out what that was and like hone in on that. And I think that by doing that, that was really like a pivotal turn and moment in things where it's like, okay, we got to start taking this seriously, because like there's so much potential with what we could do that it's only a matter of time before we get there. It's just about defining what we want to do and reverse engineering like the steps to get there.
That's true.
So once we do that, we're good. Little goals, writing down the little steps that it takes to get there and just checking them off. That's what it comes down to.
And I'll say this, right? Like, even in the beginning doing videos, it was a lot of run and gun style shit. But it never came out where it was like, damn, this is raw. Like, you know, it would be a couple times where, like, the shots were good and shit, but it just, like, when we really started sitting down and linking up and mapping shit out. I mean, there was a time we were meeting in my granny's basement when I was doing the Chief 2 mixtape, leading into, like, it be like that when I started doing more original music, making my own beats and shit. But, like, I felt like that was another kind of turning point where we were churning the wheels a little faster and we were learning a lot more because we were having regular meetings and mapping shit out. So when we sit down and we map the video out like we're shooting tomorrow, we got the treatment, we already got the storyline, we know how many characters and locations. Like that, all that prep and that planning, it just allows us to execute much better.
Yep. Because honestly, how can you tell a story if you're making it up as you go and expect to get the outcome to be able to make people feel the way you want them to feel? Like, you got to take some time to plan out the shots. You got to figure out the color coordination, to think what's going to go together, what's going to look good, what's going to make people feel, because everything comes down to that too. Like, color psychology is huge, so anybody who doesn't know about that needs to look into it.
Totally.
Like, there's a reason why every fast food restaurant you go to, for the most part, has red or yellow in it. The colors mean things. It's just about looking into it.
I mean, colors are vibrations.
Yes.
We as human beings are like roughly 70% water. Throw any vibration at a puddle of water and watch it move. What do we do when we hear music? We fucking dance. Yeah. Color and light is the same shit. It's vibration.
And they go together so nicely, you know.
You know, and they affect your brain. Like,
they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to make people trust you, wear the color blue. You want to make people look at you as someone of like discipline and high stature, wear black. You know what I mean? Like things.
Right.
Also, the color, like humans don't see color with our peripherals. It's made up by the brain. We see color to about like here. And everything else beyond that point, the brain says this is what that color is. Most people don't know that. That's kind of a fun fact for you. But yeah, color's crazy. You could do a lot with it. You gotta do it right too, of course. But
definitely. Yeah, man. It's quite trippy, actually.
It is. No, everything is in a way when you think about it too much. But no, I think it's cool that we're all still here doing what we've wanted to do after this long. And people will say what they will, but it takes time. Greatness does take time. And
more than you think.
We're diligent. We do this every day. We're consistent. We show up. We're out here doing it, not in just one thing, but we got responsibilities outside of everything with the music and just with life in general. So the fact that we're still going at this rate is something to be proud of. You know?
I'm pretty proud, bro. I'm very confident when and at this point, like, I got a lot of my shit unlocked in my processes, and like I was just realizing, like, damn, even my elevator pitch, like, I never had one before because the confidence just wasn't there with everything yet.
Yeah.
But it's like now it's like my elevator pitch is on point. Every time I'm at Electric Force, you know, I'm linking with a lot of people, you know, and I'm just like,
and
wow.
What do you use to connect with them?
What's that?
What kind of tools
Oh,
do
you
you
know
use to
I was
connect?
bopping them everywhere on my
Oh
phone, G. You
man,
see that joint? I know you see
what is
that
that,
joint.
man? That's crazy. What is? I need to get one of those.
Nah, for real, I was blowing people's minds with this shit, dog. And
That's crazy.
yeah, this is a real tool too, to be honest. This has helped me a lot, connect with a lot of people. And I've never done it to someone, like, boop, and they weren't like, whoa, what the fuck?
The first time that I did it, I didn't believe it was real.
Honestly.
So it's like,
Yeah, get
it's
you a
nuts.
bopper, man. I'm gonna throw a link in the description of the video. Go ahead and check it out. Wirelessly, fucking with a bop of your phone.
You know what I
Share
saw the
all your
other
links.
day? I'm not gonna kid you. I saw a brochure that had 6 QR codes lined up next to each other. I was like, consolidate that. Boom. One QR code, one profile link,
To
one
everything.
tag if you need it, if you want it. It's great. Otherwise, we got the cards too. But like
Literally.
at the end of the day, having everything in a centralized place to find easier is like a game
I'm saying,
changer.
bro, I'm gonna zoom in on this shit or post something in the video or something. But literally, I have mine, and literally, bro, I got my latest video here, my merch store. I got the pre-save for my next release. You know, I got all my links. It's just so nice. It makes it so easy. It's a beautiful way to connect.
Subtle plug.
Yeah,
Subtle
and
plug.
a lot of times I'm doing this. I'm at festivals or concerts or somewhere where it's like I gotta yell in someone's ear, or I'm gonna
Yeah.
give them this business card and they're gonna lose it or throw it away, and I can
Yeah.
just do that and boom.
And again, this all comes down to the community aspect of what we do and the culture aspect of being skateboarders who are like, oh, this is a really cool skater. Who is this? I want to know this person, skate with them and connect with them. Like being in the music industry and being at shows, people are always networking and talking, and like it's just a way to help. And being able to build something like that with people that we grew up with and just be able to help other people's lives be easier from that is like
It's
the biggest, like,
shit's revolutionary, honestly. And you know, and I'll say this, there is an enormous shift happening right now in society, culture, you know, the globalization of everything that has taken over the world with the internet, and now we have, you know, all these wireless technology. Bro, we're sending data and all types of shit just through the air, you know, payment systems, like the whole crypto, augmented virtual reality, fucking NFTs and blockchains, like, and all this shit the shift is happening, bro. We're gonna be a cashless society eventually. You know, there is governments are linking up. Like, shit's happening, bro. Shit's changing. It's gonna happen faster than we realize.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But
It's
crypto,
interesting.
everything,
It's
bro.
definitely interesting how things move and change, and it's a never-ending thing. It's just gonna continue, and so we have to continue to evolve and adapt to keep up with it.
Absolutely.
And that's the cool thing about being creative is I remember when I first started at school and we had web design classes, the things that you would have to do in Photoshop and just to get like rounded corners on an edge, you'd have to spend
A lot of
like
time.
15-20 minutes to do that. But then the very next semester you could do
Updates.
one line of code
Yep.
and it'd be done in 2 seconds.
That's the
So
thing.
it's like
All the
okay,
stuff, it's pretty much all just getting built on top of each other, and the tools that were originally there have now been refined and updated, and
yeah.
like you learn after so many people use it for so long, you know what I mean? So
and big shout out to Adobe for like one of the biggest things that's helped me out is the fact that I can have Photoshop, InDesign, Illustrator, everything speaks to each other, and you can copy layers in, and everything works well.
It's kind of like what Apple did with all the integration of iTunes and the Apple products and iCloud and yeah, bro, like that shit makes life way easier, bro.
The only thing is the subscription-based model.
Yeah.
They need to bring back the discs where you put in the disc.
Or just download. You pay a one-time, fucking charge good money for it. I don't care what you do, but like paying that month to month, that's just
Adobe
can be stressful.
How about a deal, a brand deal, or a sponsorship? Let's get a couple years free. I mean, I use your products every day, and they're great. I always give them positive reviews.
Absolutely.
So this is my pitch to you. This is
Adobe.
me giving you my heart.
Help
I would
the brothers
appreciate
out,
it,
man.
you know? So
For real. I love Adobe, though.
We'll see what happens with that. We'll see what that gets us. We might just save ourselves some monthly fees.
For real, man.
You know? Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, it's 12:22. I love the synchronicity, the secret codes of life that just show you that things are boom. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
So we got a couple more minutes, but anything you want to wrap up with, or advice you'd give some up and coming designers or musicians looking to brand themselves, businesses?
Yeah, I'd say it's all about being you, authentic, and really pushing that and finding a message that you believe in that isn't complex, that's just like something that applies to your music but also that applies to life, and just not capping. Don't capping is what
be you, because you're cool.
There's
unique.
only one of you. Nobody will ever have your brand because you are you.
Exactly.
So like that's one of the coolest things that exists is
it's
like
you.
You're
cool.
The chances that you will ever be you again are 0. You're never gonna be you again. So just be you the best you can be now.
For
What
real.
are you?
For real.
Let's just be us, and then brand ourselves, do what you love, and then be a good person. You know what I mean?
For real.
Send out good vibes.
For real.
Help
Just develop
people.
your skills. If you don't know what you love, then you need to try more things.
Try things and fail a lot. So many people give up after they fail. Do you know how many nights, weeks, years that I've failed over and over again until I finally did one thing that I was like, that's not bad.
Bro,
you know?
like, they don't tell you this about being an audio engineer, but all you do is fix things that fail. All the technology and the cords and the mics and the computers and the hard drives, everything's failing, okay? I fail all the time. But
that sounds like our government.
Yeah. But you gotta learn to love
That's
it.
a whole different conversation.
And you gotta push through it, because I used to, so many times, shit just wouldn't work, bro, and I would just go to sleep in a bad mood. And I just, one day I was just like, I'm not going to bed until I figure this shit out. And to be honest, now I always have problems still always failing.
Yeah,
but
you can figure them out.
But now I figure them out every time.
And it's a process of teaching yourself how to learn. Like, you gotta be open-minded to things, and you wanna learn more, because at the end of the day, you get better at what you do. You create better things.
For real.
You know.
Yeah, and it's all, and I'll say this, right? Everyone always talks about goals and goals, set your goals. Yeah. But really, honestly, what I'm more in love with is really the processes. It's just like really taking a look at the way I'm doing it. All right, can I fucking efficientify this shit real quick, where I make it way more efficient, because I'm, I got my shit already set up in certain ways. Like I bought another interface just so I wouldn't have to keep bringing interfaces back. Do whatever you can to set yourself up to work faster and better and smarter. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the thing. Knowing software is only a percentage of what you actually have to do.
Right.
Being able to work at the speed of thought is like
the more you use your shit.
Yeah, it's a game changer.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, here's the thing about the 10,000 hours. People hit that mark and get comfortable, and they're like, oh, I put in my 10,000, so I'm good, I can stop. No, you got to be a lifelong learner. You got to be a student to the game, because as we said, it constantly changes. So being able to constantly pick up and learn new things and apply those skills is going to get you far, and it's going to help you help other people, that's what I think we're here for,
And not only that, but it's like all the things we depend on, right? Like Spotify and iTunes and all these things I'm releasing music on, like they're changing too. So you got to keep up with that. And it can be a lot, and it can be overwhelming, but you just got to breathe, and you got to just keep absorbing and keep going back to everything, and just right when that thing happens, like just try it. And like Loom, bro. If I would have never jumped on Loom and just tried it, Loom was very essential for building, the place that I'm at now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
no, it's cool to see a lot of people develop through that process.
And guess what? They even failed. You know, like Loom is literally no more. It's over with. But they succeeded a lot, you know, but they also failed. And you know what? That's just fine, because now all those dudes that designed that app and shit, they're all going on to other things, that taking all the knowledge they learned and all the community and from the relationships, and they're taking that with them. So they didn't fail. I mean, you fail, but you don't.
Yeah, it becomes a part of their story, which then makes them who they are and shapes the way that they go about their life and do things.
Yeah, you just gotta be open to always learning everything all the time, because that's truly the most beautiful feeling. Is understanding things.
And we're not always going to be able to know everything, which then it's nice because you just know other people and you get to form relationships with other people who become part of your network and circle and friends and then family. And like, it just helps to really make things move and to be able to help bring bigger, larger than life visions to reality.
Absolutely.
Some of the things that we've done, we didn't know if they were going to be possible, but we reached out and things came to life. Shit happen. You know, and it's sometimes last minute, sometimes it's just planned. It's just
you a legend and you know work. It, boy.
What a day. You know?
Like, what are the odds we were going to actually do that and get in and be in
the way we had the idea.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, on a Saturday at that.
Yeah, and during football season.
During college football season in Madison. The one weekend they just so happened to have an away game.
You got to
be able to make that happen.
Believe in yourself and believe in your ideas. Like, you got to be having those ideas for a reason, too. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
think big.
This is your fucking guy if you need him for branding, you know, designs of any kind, bro, video projects. Like, this man can really do it all. And whatever you need, focalfuse.com. I'm going to drop the link to the boppers below in the description. Also, check out my YouTube channel for some of the amazing work we have done. And we will see you next time on 608 Potcast.
And we'll continue to do. Let's get it.
Do you, baby.
Peace.
Hey.
Yes.
You a legend and you know it, boy. You got the game in your hands. You see the vision in the plans. You a legend and you know it, boy. I know you really want it bad. You never leave it up to chance. You a legend and you know it, boy. You gotta show them how to act. Love it when they tell me that I can't. You a legend and you know it, boy. Know your name will never die. Just keep working on your mind.